The sage Mandavya has been instructing King Suraghu in self-knowledge. When the sage Mandavya had departed after saying this, Suraghu contemplated thus: "What is it that is known as I? I am not the Meru is not mine." We were told previously that the king lived at the foot of a mountain known as Kailas. It's possible Meru is just another name for Kailas. Meru is often referred to as the world axis, but here it's just a big hill. I am not the hill tribe, nor the hill tribe mine. This is merely called my kingdom. I abandon that notion. So is Meru where he lives? It might seem a bit silly to talk about abandoning it, but we often have a very strong identity and association with our geographical roots. But you're not your geographical roots. So that's what the first thing is saying, is getting rid of your sense of geographical roots. And then you've got your tribal identity, your clan, your social hierarchy or class. So he's abandoning that. And now the capital city is left. I am not this city, nor is it mine. And he rules the city. And so he's intimately involved with the city, but it's not him either. And this could be your whole field of affairs, your field of business, whether it's within a family or at work. Is that who you are? That notion too is abandoned. Even so, I abandon the notions of family, relationship, wife, sons, etc. Are you a husband? Are you a father? Is that what you are? You might say it's one aspect of your identity, but it's not your identity. Otherwise, what were you before? Let me inquire into this body. So now he's asking if he's the body. I am not the inert substances like flesh and bones, nor am I the blood, nor the organs of action. All these things are quite alien to us. When we see people on television or in the hospital having their insides opened up, it's completely alien to us and to our sense of ourself. It usually invokes a feeling of revulsion when you see all the blood and guts opened up, to think that might be us, but it's not us. Otherwise we wouldn't feel that revulsion to it, would we? All these are inert substances, but I am sentient. I am not the enjoyments, nor do they belong to me. So, are you simply the sum of your pleasures? Well, how does that work? If you enjoy food, does that mean that you're food? If you enjoy the cinema, does that mean you're the cinema? Clearly not. This intellect and the sense organs are not me, nor are they mine. They are inert and I am sentient. So the intellect and the sense organs are what supposedly allow us to cognize things, to perceive things. And the intellect, that might seem a bit strange for us, but the mind is often, or the intellect is considered the sixth sense in that it perceives thoughts. It's the organ of thought. It's what allows mental images to be perceived. And as I said before, the intellect or the mind often works against us. So if it works against us, how can that be us? I am not the mind, which is the root cause of this ignorant cycle of birth and death. We're not the mind which creates all these notions. The mind creates notions and then sucks us into them. I am not the faculty of discrimination, nor am I the ego sense, these being notions that arise in the mind. That's the cognitive process. The faculty of discrimination is what makes one thing separate from another. It takes certain experiences and says these must belong to that certain object or whatever. So that's the mechanics of the mind. We're not that either. Now, what is left? What remains is the sentient jiva, but it is involved in subject-object relationship. That which is the object of knowledge or comprehension is not the self. So what is left is the sentient jiva. This one might be a bit trickier to go along with. I think we should feel free not to go along with it. But what remains is the sentient jiva, or notions about a self. We've got this notion that there is something that is referred to by the word I. This I embodies all the psychological tendencies. It's what's engaging with the notion of a world. So this I, this individual self, is involved in subject-object relationships. That which is the object of knowledge or comprehension is not the self. So if you can actually identify something, then how can that be the self? Thus do I abandon that which is knowable, or the object. Thus what now remains is the pure consciousness which is free from the shadow of doubt. It's this consciousness which is doing the knowing. It's this consciousness within which all notions of self and world arise. It's awareness, basically. The awareness that is going on all the time, and which we exist within. And it's infinite. I am the infinite self, for there is no limit to this self. Even the gods like Brahma, the creator, Indra, the king of gods, Yama, the god of death, Vayu, the god of wind, and all the countless beings are strung on this infinite consciousness. It might seem like a supposition, a conjecture, that all beings are strung on this infinite consciousness. But the whole idea of other beings are also notions which arise within consciousness. All beings, ourself included, are notions, and they all arise within consciousness.